What is up guys, and welcome to my latest video here on SP Vids. Today we're on the SP404 Mark II and I'm going to show you 8 features that you may not know about but you definitely should. These are all going to help you with your workflow. They're going to help you to make beats easier, more efficiently, and basically have more fun on this device when you're making your beats. The first one that I want to show you is the roll button. So if you're trying to trim a loop and it's quite long, say you're going to start and end, I've got this drum break here. If I go into start and end, if I want to find the endpoint of this and make it loop perfectly, it gets really annoying when you have to keep listening to the whole sample and making a slight adjustment at the end like this and hoping that you get it right. And yeah, it's going to go all the way from the start when you press the pad. The way around this, and you can see here that roll is flashing. If you press roll, it will just play a portion of the sample towards the end. See that? So when you've got a long loop and you're trying to find that perfect loop point, this is going to make it way easier and faster because it's going to save you a lot of time. You don't have to listen to the whole sample every single time. Just hit that roll button. Instead of the actual pad, you can make adjustments. Put that wherever you want and then make the cut and you've got your perfect loops. So yeah, on longer loops, instead of using the pad to preview the sample to get the loop point at the end, use roll instead. It's going to be way quicker. Okay, next up is muting pads. Now this is relatively straightforward. It's just remembering the combination really, and I think a lot of people don't really use this. It can be used in performance if you're pretty quick with your fingers. So I've got this pattern here. So let's say we want to mute those drums in that one. Let me just play it and preview where they are. Okay, so 7, 10, and 13 are the drums for this loop. So I'm going to do shift reverse, and I'm going to hold that down. So shift and reverse, and you can see that the pads go white. 7, 10, 13, they're now red, they're now muted. Go back to the pattern. And there you go, any pattern that they'd be used in, they're now muted. If I just quickly undo that, I can do it while that's performing live if I wanted to. So if you're performing or you're recording out live from your device, you could use mutes like that to add some variations. Okay, number 3, another important one to mention is that you can change the length of skip back. If you're someone that likes using skip back to get back sounds that you've already played, there's actually a setting in the utilities area which enables you to just double the length of this, and seemingly there's no loss in quality either, so there's absolutely no reason not to do this. So if we come out of this and go to shift and utility, which is 13, I'm going to go to system, and in the general tab, which is the first tab, I'm going to scroll down and you can see at one point, if I can find it, I might have gone past it already.
A few moments later.
Mark function, here we go. So we scroll down to mark function, took me a little while to find that. And you can see I've got it set to SBS long. So that can be looper, SBS long, or SBS default. So we want that on SBS long if you want the skip back to be the longest it can possibly be. I think that takes it up to 40 seconds. So definitely worth doing if you like using skip back. Just a quick option in the menu there. Easy to do and you get way more time. Okay, for the next tip, did you know that you can set a default MFX when you hit this MFX button? So when I press this MFX button now, I guarantee it's going to be 404 vinyl sim. So let's give it a go. There you go, it's come up as 404 vinyl sim because that is what is set as my default MFX. So again, this is an option in utilities. I'm going to go shift and 13 again. We're going to go to EFX set. I'm going to scroll across and go to other. You can see here, this is the final tab, 5 out of 5, and MFX top. You can see here, this basically means the first one that's going to be selected. Mine is 404 vinyl sim, like I've just shown you. So you can go there, you can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to keep mine on 404 vinyl sim because I use it all the time. Enter it on there. When you come out, it'll just go to 404 vinyl sim as the default MFX when you press that button. It's really, really useful, especially if you have a favorite MFX like me. I use 404 vinyl sim so much, so I love having that right there available. Okay, another thing that you might not know is that you can save the default parameters of an MFX. So I'm going to hit MFX again. I'm going to hit remain in MFX to keep it on the screen. And you can see here, these are the values that always come up when I use 404 vinyl sim because these are my favorites. So 50 in frequency, 0 noise, and 70 wow flutter. So if I wanted to change that, let's say we'll change this to 75. All you have to do to save that as the default parameter is hold shift and mark for quite a few seconds, and if you watch the screen, you'll see a little notification pop up. There we go, it's saved the EFX parameter. So that is now saved, so when I go back to that effect, I could go into other effects if I wanted to, press exit. If I go to that effect again, you can see that 15, 0, and 75 are saved there. That is now going to be the default every time I select that MFX. It just means you don't have to remember what your favorite parameters are every time and have to adjust them. I think that's really useful and I love having that set. Okay, another good tip is the ability to delete an entire bank all in one go. It's so annoying when you press delete and then have to select all the pads like this. Waste a lot of time. There's a much easier way you can do this. I'm not actually going to go ahead and do it because I still want the samples on this pad, but I can show you how it's done. So all you have to do is hold down delete, and while you're holding down delete, press exit. And obviously you want to be on the bank that you want to do the deleting on. So you can see here I'm on E and it's saying delete bank E. So it's changed from pads and it's saying now delete bank E instead. And it's asking me to confirm by pressing delete basically. I don't want to do that right now because I'm still working on these pads. So I'm going to go ahead and press exit to come out of there. That means that nothing will happen. If you want to go ahead and do it, you just hit delete and it'll delete all the pads off that bank. It's nice and easy, nice and quick. It means you can delete multiple things very, very easily. Similar to that one, if you're on a bank and for whatever reason you decide that you want all of the samples to be gate on or gate off, this is definitely one that I've found useful when you've got sample chops like this. Obviously you don't want them to be gated, but maybe you decide you do want them to be gated. You can do this both ways. So mine have all got gate off at the moment. But if I want to turn it on for all these samples on all this bank, obviously you make sure you're on that bank, and then all you have to do is do shift and gate. And you can see there it says gate on now. You can see now that those samples only play for as long as I'm holding them. So again, to switch that off, because I don't want it on for my sample chops, shift and gate again, that'll turn it off. And there you go, I only have to press the pad once and it'll play it from start to finish. So yeah, that's a really useful little shortcut. You can just toggle gate on and off using shift and pressing gate at the same time. So that's it for this one, guys. 8 little features which I hope are going to be useful to you on the SP404 Mark II. Let me know if there's any more in the comments below that you find really useful and think should have been included on this list. And one final thing before I go, don't forget to check out all the links in my description. There's loads of different ways you can support me making videos here. The main one being my website, spvids.com, where I sell drum packs and merch. If you wanted to check out any of those links, it'd be greatly appreciated. Shout out to my members that support me every month. You can sign up to that below as well. And I will see you in another video very, very soon.